Good morning. You're still tuned to Bush Radio 9.5 FM, the mother of community radio in Africa. This is the weekend wake up with boy Renard. It's actually been a while since we've had, a talkative and active Saturday slot. But here we are with a very interesting one today. So joining us today is Saymore Manyaira, who started an inspiring organization in September 2023, dedicated to helping people living on the streets, despite not being fully registered. Yet Saymore Manyaira has personally funded many initiatives to support those in need. The project focuses on changing lives by providing basic necessities like food, drinks, and clothing, while also encouraging individuals, especially youngsters, to use their skills and knowledge to improve their situations. Through casual street interviews, Saymore Manyaira learns and shares the stories of those affected, demonstrating that their current circumstances don't define their future. So let's hear more about this impactful work from Saymore. So let's just have a quick introduction of yourself. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, thank you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm excellent.
Amazing.
So can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, good morning, community of Cape Town. It's me, Saymore Manyaira, of course. Well, my story is quite really interesting because what really motivates me to get where I am right now. Anyway, by the way, I came to Cape Town about 2019, and during the time, about almost like in a few months, beginning of 2019, there was quite situations that I went through that pushes me to end up being to a street as well. So I have experienced a life of being a street, probably like about 2 months or so. So it's not just like something I just wake up and say I want to do it. It's from there is a lot happened before I started this project. So yeah, that's what it is.
Sure. So you have, first-hand experience of what it's like. So you actually know what you're talking about and what it is that you are doing.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So can you tell us a little bit more about your organization and what inspired you to start it?
Well, what inspired me to start this organization, like I say, is that I have experienced what happened in the streets. Because when I came to Cape Town, there was quite a situation, me and my cousins, where I was living in Pau, and there was a lot of a misunderstanding, and that leads me to find my way to and live on my own. And through that, and then I had to be able to find my way on how to survive, but I could not find any shelters. I ended up living in the street. So what inspired me to do this was 2022. I started the brand Same Mind as a clothing brand, just reach about more into people, to encourage people to be able to have the same thoughts and how we do things in the streets and how we take care of each other. This was motivation behind what I went through. And then 2023, I decided, you know what, I think it's the best if I maybe look into people who live in the street, because I was more focusing on doing youth coaching and not knowing that there is so much to do if I focus on people living in the street. And that's when I discovered that it's very important for me to go into a street, and then I started from there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm listening to that, and I notice they have it also as difficult, because when they have shelter, they have to pay rent for the shelter.
That's for sure.
And if they can't make it, then the owners actually have to put them out. And
That's for sure.
because I've had numerous amounts of people that are at my doorstep that will be asking me for money because they need money to pay for the night so that they can have shelter.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
So now you're stepping in, You're making it a
Yeah,
little bit easier for
I
them.
mean,
huh?
I'm trying to make it easy for them, because it's not really easy out there, my brother, if I can say this to you. Because like you say, most of them, they go to shelters, and the shelter owners, they'll ask them to pay rent. And it's very difficult for someone who live in the streets. You go into a shelter where you're finding hope that I'm gonna have a place to live, and then people are still asking you for money, and you have no income. Imagine, where do they expect you to get money from?
Where do they expect you to get money
Exactly.
from is the question.
So
Goals and objectives, so what are the main goals of your project? How do you aim to change the lives of people living on the streets?
So the main goals of my project is to help encourage those on the streets that it is never too late to change their lives. And just because they are on the streets now, it does not mean they have to be in the same situation forever. So, and when it comes to my objective, the objective and goal is a thing that I've realized that it's very important that as for me I have to educate people living in the street and motivate those who are in a situation and encourage where I can to be able to, while they are in the streets, while we are processing to get them off the street, it's very important that I get to motivate them to be there for them and educate them in a way that, look, it's not just being in the streets. While you're in the streets, you can still do better. I always encourage you can still look good. You can still be clean and wash yourself, maybe go to the sea and wash your clothes. And you still go and park cars if you have a chance. Go and look for a job. When you find an opportunity, speak to individuals about whatever that you're passionate about. I always try my best to encourage them. So yeah, that's
You're like the angel of hope, eh?
yes sir.
No,
Yes,
because
sir.
you have your people that will always either just talk but don't do anything. Then
That's
you have
for
your
sure.
people that do stuff, but when they do it, they don't do it properly
That's for
because they have the mind of okay, I know better. You just have to do what I say,
That's
kind
for
of thing, and then they think that that's a helping hand, but it's not. But when you're actually giving them something or tools that they can use within an extended future. I think that's a lot more valuable than just giving them now in the moment. Okay, so your personal involvement. So you've mentioned that you have been helping people out of your own pocket. So can you share some of the examples of the support that you provided so far?
Well, I have provided support out of my own pocket by doing the following thing that's very simple. Providing homeless with sandwiches, maybe burgers. Sometime I give money where I can. So not really like a lot of money, but I give from maybe if I have 100 rand, 200 rand.
Enough
if
at
I-
least for me
Exactly.
also, yes.
So I always encourage, I'm giving you this money, not to buy drugs, but I'm giving you this money so you can be able to survive a day or two. So if you take this money and go and buy a loaf of bread, maybe a drink, or maybe go buy this instant coffee and be able to get maybe like hot water by this small tech shop that can help with that. You understand? So I have provided so much like food and clothes from individual people who donated to me, and it was really an amazing thing. As recently, I just managed to save like about more than 50 homeless people, which is I posted that video on my TikTok as well.
Sure.
So it was really amazing that I had two ladies that came through. They were volunteers. They were like, you know what, we see what you've been doing. We would like to be part of your project and be able to assist where we can. So they brought some also pollen and stuff like that, and I brought some bread and a lot of things. And we went to Beach Road. We went to see to Cape Town, what you call Good Hope Castle. We went to different places where we saved more than 50 people and different nationalities as well, different race as well. So
Sure.
yes,
Here, one person,
One person.
one person with the help of others, 50, that is already 50 that has been. Now, if we can have more and more people to join that initiative,
Yes, sir.
we can literally make it a better place. And I mean, the cases now with homeless people, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. People are getting less. The government is getting less. So it's literally where you go, you see camps,
That's right.
and that yes, no, we need to help them. We need to help
For
them.
sure, we need to, for sure.
So your interviews and stories, you've mentioned, interviewing people on the streets to learn about the stories. Can you share an impactful story that particularly moved you?
Well, when it comes to my interview, I mean, I have a guys like when I started doing my this thing in the streets, because I started doing it off camera, and then I realized, you know what, I think it's very important if I capture this moment, because I did not just start this in September last year, because I started probably like I would say maybe June, July. That's when I started, and then I was just doing it off camera. But I was like, in order for me to see progress on these people and be able to find these people again, because they're not easy to find, these guys in the street. You meet them today, maybe meet him in Sea Point, or maybe you meet him in Woodstock. Tomorrow you met him at, like, let's say you met him at Checkers today. You're not gonna find him at Checkers tomorrow. He's probably maybe in Danune. He's probably anyway. So it's like, I met, I met a gentleman from Eastern Cape. He has been in the streets for like 3 years, and this young man is about like 23 years old. Is very educated, and I asked him, when was the last time you washed yourself? He's like, I don't remember, man. I don't even think about that. I'm like, why? I was like, The only thing I think about right now is just that the treatment I get from people. I wish I could have someone to talk to.
Mm.
I wish I could be able to like let people know my story, what's happening. I'm like, what happened to your family? It's like they all abandoned me. My mom passed away, and this my man. As these stories, they made me cry even if I don't want to, because it's like it's not like a fake story. You're talking to a person, you can see through their eyes. They are not really comfortable with the situation, but they have no way to go. And then I managed to help this young man. Now he's living in one of the location in Cape Town where he's actually safe. It's one of the shelter where I usually take people to. So it's an individual man who assists people to who come from a streets where they take them through churches and stuff like that. Besides this guy, there's a gentleman from also Durban. I forget his name, but this gentleman, he has been in the streets for like 16 years, and his family thought that he was dead. And I capture video, I put on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. When his family found his video on TikTok, they were shocked. They reached out to me immediately. That was one of the video that went viral quicker than I thought. I posted like in an hour's time. By evening, calls were coming through. We're looking for this gentleman. We know him. We thought he was dead. And his story, to listen to his story, he was talking about what happened between him and his dad, the relationship father and son. That's what makes him end up living in the street. And he tried to live in the shelters, like we spoke about why they have to charge them. He tried to live in a shelter, but because he couldn't afford it to pay rent, and he ended up being in the street. And that's one of the story that went very successful as we speak right now. He managed last year to celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve with his family. Now he's in Durban, and which is an amazing thing. You know?
It's a beautiful change.
Yes,
Beautiful, and I mean, a lot of people don't really expect, or when they get to the point where they're on the streets, they don't think that they are gonna get saved. Because once you're on the streets, it's all your belongings either get stolen or they get damaged. You know, so that your ID, if that's whatever paperwork that you have on you,
That's
that technically in today's world make you a human, you know, so that you can be like found on systems and things. But you know, you have to deal with all those things, and once all that stuff is lost, you know, you don't have the opportunity to go back and recreate these
For
things.
sure. Like, for example, if you do not have your ID or maybe your passport, if you're living in the streets, you're like a dead person. I will say that to you. Like, to anyone who does not have an ID, it's like you're a dead person. No one knows about you. You understand? Unless when you go, when you have a criminal record, they start checking about you. So I have cases, several people I met who does not have an IDs or a passport. People met from outside country, or people from here who does not have IDs as well. And they'll tell you their story. My ID was stolen, my clothes were stolen, this and that stolen. So it's so sad. And you ask them, why don't you go and make maybe a temporary ID? They're like, cost money. I don't have a 250 rands to go and make it. Imagine 250 rands.
No, yeah, no, that's it's so sad. It's very sad. And you know, you can actually see when somebody, you know, just lost this stuff, because you know, you hold on to that things for dear life, you know,
That's
and
right.
you end up getting into brutal fights.
That's right.
Because you know, this is the last of the last that you have, but
That's
now
right.
you have to fight so that you can keep it,
For
you
sure.
know, so that
Yeah.
you can at least still have some dignity left.
Exactly.
But yo, no, this is sad. So, future plans. So, your MPO isn't fully registered yet.
Right.
What are your plans once you complete the registration process, and how do you see your organization growing?
So as soon as my organization is fully registered, my plan is to be able to own my own organization hub, whereby I can be able to start bring people in to live there for meanwhile while we're trying to reach out to their family members, while we're trying to process their IDs and any document, anything that we may try to help them with, such as maybe let's say someone does not have a birth certificate, ID, someone hoping to reach out to their families. So I'm hoping to be able to start getting funding after, as soon as my NPO is fully registered, so I can be able to have my own help where I can be able to keep people from the streets and start making difference. Because at this point, yes, I am making difference, but it's much more sense when you have your NPO fully registered, when you have your own help, where people can go to knock and say, yo, we are here. we're here to discuss what's happening in your NPO, how can you assist. But when you don't have, it's quite difficult. That's why I'm just using social media as a platform where by I can speak to people, connect with people, get advice there, and see what I can do. But yes, my future plan is to have on my own tab where I can be able to keep these guys until we figure out where they can go from there.
There we go. So
Yeah.
you're just waiting for that paperwork so you can have your full-on armor,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and tackle the streets with the actual power that you have. So, community involvement. So, how can the community and our listeners support your organization and contribute to your mission?
So I have started a backup buddy campaign where I raise money to assist those on the streets. I'm sure you know the backup buddy. It's like a platform where you can go if you're looking for any organization or for where you want to donate or just want to help. Maybe you're just sitting in your house. You feel like, you know what, I'm not helping enough out there. You can just go to backup buddy website and just type Saymore-samemindsafespace, and then you can find my campaign right there. And then you just press a button, donate. Besides that, I'm still working into how also I can reach out, how I can get donations from people, such as if you are interested in helping or maybe donate people, they can reach out on my social media as well, or maybe on my cell number as well. I don't mind to give that out there so people can be able to reach me directly in order to make change in the streets.
There we go. So all is welcome. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced while working on this project, and how have you overcome them?
Well, challenges I face in the streets, my man, is like, for example, let's say you go into a street, you interviewing someone, and that at that particular point you don't have even a rand in your pocket, and someone is telling that he's hungry, but this person is willing to have a conversation with you. Because what I do, I ask them for permission to put them on a camera. I don't just start recording.
Yeah.
I ask, my man, this is what I do. I explain before I go any further, before I take out my phone or my camera to start recording. And then at some point during recording, you can get to see this man, his stomach has not eaten a long time. And at some point, it's not safe in the street. It's not everyone that I can trust. Because at some point, I feel like I'm unsafe as well. Because while I'm recording, there is people who's looking and see what's happening. Maybe you give this guy money. Immediately, as soon as you left, their bullies are coming to take over. So, like recently, I gave a gentleman clothes and stuff like that. And when I went back the next day, he did not have the stuff. And these are situations that you are going to have, you're trying to make different. But there's a people who's still trying to make this not happen. And also, like, you trying to help, but you don't have the help to help this person. Like, you meet someone who's in need, and you can see he's a brilliant person, but I can't help him enough. And that's frustrated me a lot. And when I get home, it makes me really not to sleep. Because I start thinking about these people every time I get home, like, shit, that gentleman, that lady, this and that. So these are situations, these are things that really makes me really feel disappointed, uncomfortable, and those are things that motivate me as well to go back to street and keep doing the same thing. Like, for example, I have a lady from Pretoria. She came to Cape Town, I think, like about 9 years ago. So this lady, she has like 2 sons. Her firstborn is about 17 years old. The last time she saw this boy, I think he was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years old, I mean. And the family reached out to me, actually family friends, and they said, oh, we would like her to speak to her children. And I went to look for her. Prominency point everywhere, CBD. I made a video call. She started crying. She's like, I can't do it. I'm like, why? She's like, it's been a long time. I don't know what to say to my kids for them to see me like this. This is not how I plan things to go. So I can't do it. So it's terrible, man.
Yeah, and I'm listening to you, and you sound a lot like me during the week, because especially when the rain falls,
Right.
there's like, I can't sleep.
That's for
because I'm literally laying and I'm like, I'm so blessed, I'm so grateful. I have a blanket I can cover me, I have a soft mattress I can lay on, I have a roof over my head, and then when I wait for my bus in the morning.
Right.
Literally, the bus stops are occupied by homeless people.
Right.
And look, they're not laying on the floor. They are literally in sitting position.
Right.
You know, with their head in their hands, and they are sleeping like that.
Right.
Now, I can't do that for an hour. Can you imagine doing that overnight? You know, enduring the cold, enduring the rain that is falling, you know, and the heavy winds now, especially our winds are getting a lot worse and a lot worse. And there are people that only have a piece of cardboard, you know, to protect them. So I'm with you. I'm with you. I feel you. You know, that not sleeping and so like literally, and I love the rain, but I can't enjoy it because there are people that can't see the beauty within the rain because it's kind of causing destruction within their lives right now.
Talking about that, I mean, 3 days ago, I went to, you know, Bentry side. There's a gentleman I interviewed. His name is Kevin. His name is Kevin Jacob. This gentleman, he's about 60 years old or 50 something, 60 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So this gentleman, he told me that he has been in the street since he was 8. And I asked him what happened, because these are things I always ask, because I love to know the background, to know deep what really pushes you, the actual problem. Not just to say, okay, I'm giving you 50 rand, go and buy yourself, like what people do in the street. They give them a leftover food and stuff like that, you just leave it. It's like you are saying to them, it's okay, be in the street. You understand? But I do have a conversation with them, what really happened, what went wrong, and how can people help you, and this and that. So this gentleman, he just mentioned, like you say, you are grateful you have at least a mattress where you can put your head on every night, you may be able to sleep and stuff like that. So this gentleman said to me, you know what, I don't know how it feels to sleep on a bed anymore. I don't remember the last time I slept on bed. If someone could help me even with a small room with a single bed, I'll be really grateful. I don't remember the last time I slept on a bed. It's like I don't remember the feeling of being on bed anymore. My man, while I was recording, I was shaking. I was like, sir, I know what you're saying. It's like every night when we try to be able to sleep, like maybe it's rainy, law enforcement, they'll come, they chase us away. I'm like, yeah, for sure, yes, they do their job. I understand that. And it's like, it's something that really pisses him off. And he's like, at some point, I don't know what to do. I try to give up. He tried to commit suicide as well because he feel like it's so much happening. He's trying to make it different, and there are people who still try to make it worse. Like for example, you're living in the street trying to sleep, and they're trying to come and chase you away where you are. Yes, I understand. They're trying to keep the places clean and policies of the areas and stuff like that. But it really makes it difficult for them into a point. They feel like it's really quite tough. Because some of them, reason they don't go to shelters, they say when you go to a shelters, they always remind you where you're coming from. They remind you who you are and why you are there. It's like they always talk about, that's why you're in the street, this and that. They always remind them. They say that's why we don't like to go to shelters, because we get reminded where we're coming from instead of being motivated to be able to be told that it's okay. You can make a change and stuff like that. But we get to be reminded. So it's not easy, man.
You know, I like that you're still brave enough, you know, to actually take on these things and actually, you know, emotionally strong enough to deal with it as well. Because I've had like a short term, you know, where we used to, so my grandparents had their own church.
Right.
So they also had like their own organizations where they would go out, especially during winter time, you know, make pots of soup and give it to the homeless as well. My grandpa also worked for a children's home as well, where he would also assist kids, especially, so his main focus was kids. But because he was in the church background, everybody that came across him, he would give a helping hand. You know, so with him, he taught me especially how to give.
Right.
You know, so that is why I can't walk past somebody and not acknowledge, you know, the struggles that they are going through. Whether it's a homeless person to a dog that is struggling, to an old lady and an old uncle that is struggling to walk, which is also another topic we must talk about. But we'll leave that for another day.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. So your long-term vision, or what is your long-term vision for your organization and the impact you hope to make in the country?
Oops, my long age, man, it's a long-term vision, my man. It's like to be able to reach out our national, like countrywide, to be able to reach out to other provinces as well. And as well as, like I say, I'm hoping to be able to collaborate with other people who might be interested in helping me. So that's also my long plan as well, whereby I'll get people who might want to be part of what I do to assist so we can make a difference in many people's life. But I'll say I'm hoping to reach out to many provinces as well, and which is firstly, like I say, to have in my head first, and then we can be able to travel and go door by door. Like as we speak, actually planning to go into locations. I'm organizing something which is I still need to speak to our municipalities in different locations, whereby we can give those poor people food and stuff like that into a pack. So which is also some of things that I hope to do, not only once but to be able to do it oftenly to make a difference in people's life. So yeah, we're
There
working
we
on
go, making that impact.
Yes.
There we go. Before I let you go, any final thoughts?
Oh, my final thoughts on this, I don't want to lie to you. It's I just hope that people out there really go maybe on my social media, on my TikTok platform, on my Instagram, or in YouTube, Same Mind, Safe Space. Please just go there and check it out what I do. Support, like, comment, share. It's not about to just like, comment, share. And many people think when I say this, like I'm just wanting for like maybe publicity or something. But it's like once you comment or share a video, you're making a difference in someone's life. We are able to reach out to their family members, to their loved one as well. And I can say helping people in the streets, I don't say stop. I know many people that feel really uncomfortable to be surrounded by homeless people, but I want to say to you guys, helping someone, you can help with whatever you have. You can help with the bread, anything. Make a difference in someone's life. Try by all means, each and every single day, you help someone. Make one soul happy. Helping one person with changing the world. So to anyone who might be looking forward to assist me, or maybe whoever who might be loving to help me, maybe to support, to donate anything, you can reach out on me on 062 4730 347. 062 4730 347. They can reach out to me, or maybe if they cannot find me, they can always maybe come to Bush Radio and try to find out what's really happened to the gentleman that was here. If there's anything they need to give, then obviously they can live with you guys. You can reach out to me or on my social media, TikTok platform or Instagram. But my last message is that please, let's make a difference in people's life. Helping one person, we're making change in the world. We're changing lives.
There we go.
Yes.
Just one more time before we say goodbye, your social media platforms.
On my social media platform, I have an Instagram and TikTok platform and YouTube. On my Instagram, on my social media, you find me on Same Mind, Safe Space. So Same Mind, Safe Space is SAMEMINDSAFESPACE. Anyway, on social media, you can find me like TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. That's my social media platform. You can reach me anytime. If there's any important stuff that you feel like it's emergency to reach out to me, you can just inbox me. I know sometimes it takes a while for me to respond, because at some point you find scammers, people who might just come with a nonsense, but I do respond. Thank you very much.
There we go. Thank you very much,
I appreciate
Saymore. Continue with the good work, and we need many more people like you. And once again, you are also showing people that there are people out there that actually do care about what is happening on the streets. Yes, we do see our situations are getting worse and worse and worse and worse, but it is within the process, and I foresee a good future coming.
Thank you very much, sir. One day, it's one day.
There
We'll
we
make
go.
a difference.
There we go. Thank you very much for coming
You're
through.
welcome, sir.
Thank you
much
for
having me.
also devoting some of your time, because I mean, like you've been saying,
I really appreciate to you guys, Bush Radio Station, for giving me this opportunity. It's an amazing thing, and I will say to everyone, please supporting Bush Radio Station. This is an amazing thing that you did. It's my first time to be on a radio, I will say, and I have knocked in different doors, and actually those were shut down for me. But when it came through, you were coming with that like full you were just like, it's like you know me before. And you didn't even question me much like other people, because when I went, they asked me like a lot of stuff. And when I came here, I felt like at home, because you really accommodate me. You just said, okay, you know what? Let's do this. And I did not expect that to happen. But I said, please continue supporting Bush Radio Station, and this is an amazing thing that they do. I really appreciate what you do in community. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
mean, we keep our doors open for everyone. So everybody is welcome. Thank you very much. Have
Thank
an
you.
awesome weekend further.
Thank you very much, sir.